Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing how pensions work in retirement, specifically how to get money out of a pension and the different options for doing that. It's a question I get asked all the time. And another question I get asked all the time is how I get so much done. So today I want to introduce you to the answer to that. My twin brother, Pedro. I thought we said we weren't going to do this. Now everybody knows our secret. Yeah, I know we talked about that, but people have been watching the show for 10 years. You know, I think it's important that we're transparent about how we get things done. Yeah, or what happened to retaining the mystery, keeping people guessing. Yeah, whatever. Just give me a hand. We got to get the video ready. Whatever. So now you know. Now, if you're new here, my name is Pete Matthew, and I'm a chartered financial planner based in Cornwall in the UK. I've been putting up content here on YouTube for more than 10 years, giving you everything you need to know and everything you need to do to secure your financial future. Now, before I forget, let me say a quick thank you to my friends at 7 Investment Management for continuing to sponsor the channel. Please check out what they're up to. They're at 7im.co.uk. Now, most of us save into a pension for many years, decades even. We make the sacrifices, paying that money for so long, all towards a certain end. And what is that end? Well, it's enjoying the benefits of that money. At last, we save now so that we can spend and enjoy later. But when later arrives, we got some choices to make about how we get money out of the pension. Now, just to clarify, today I'm going to be talking about defined contribution, sometimes called money purchase pensions. These are pension plans where you build up a pot of money by saving each year. And that's as opposed to defined benefit pensions, where you put money in and you get a promise of a future income. So there's no pot as such. Now, DB schemes tend to be the preserve of folks working in the public sector, or maybe if you worked for a long time for a big public listed company. But most of us have DC pensions, defined contribution pensions, where we build up a pot, which of course we want to be as large as possible. And when we get to the point at which we want to stop putting money in and start taking money out, there are a few mechanisms that you need to understand. And to explain them, I'm going to switch to the iPad a sec. Okay, here we have a vertical line and a horizontal line. The vertical line we're going to call crystallization. And when you take money out of a pension, you are essentially moving money from one side of this line to the other. And so we're going to call the left-hand side of the line pre-crystallization, and the right-hand side we're going to call post-crystallization. Down here underneath the horizontal line, this is where you get to spend money. And so we're going to call this your bank account. Okay, here is your pension fund, and it's currently sitting in the pre-crystallization side of the line. Now, to take money out of a pension, typically you have to take your pension fund and move it across the crystallization line. Now, as you do that, you have a one-off opportunity to take 25% of your pension fund as a tax-free cash lump sum. And that comes out of your pension fund into your bank account for you to spend. Now, the balance stays invested. It stays in a pension fund, only now we call it a drawdown fund. And the idea here is that when you need to draw income from the pot in the future, whether that's as a regular income or as lump sums on an ad hoc basis, you can do that. And you can take a chunk of it and take it down here into your bank account. But crucially, once you've taken your 25% tax-free cash, anything else you draw in future is taxed. And it's taxed at whatever your rate of income tax is. Now, this is the simplest approach. You crystallize your whole fund, take 25% as a tax-free cash lump sum, and the rest stays in drawdown for use at some point in the future. But you can be more subtle than that. You could, for example, rather than taking your whole fund across the crystallization line, opt instead just to take a portion of it. Again, as you do that, you have a one-off opportunity to take 25% as a tax-free cash lump sum. This comes down here where you can spend it, and the balance stays in drawdown for you to spend as and when you wish. Remember that as you do so, it's taxed. You can think of the money that is kept here in drawdown as having a little tap attached to it, so that you can take the money out as and when you need, turn the tap on higher or lower, taking out what you need when you need it. Just to add further complication, there is a mechanism called uncrystallized funds pension lump sum, or UFPLUS. And this is a mechanism whereby you can take just some of your pension fund out as a lump sum and avoid the drawdown pot altogether, and instead take it straight down into your bank account. And if you do that, again, 1/4 is tax-free, and the balance would be taxable at whatever your income tax rate is at the time. The crucial thing to remember is that whenever you take money across the line from pre to post crystallization, you get a one-off opportunity to take your tax-free cash into your bank account. The remainder then stays as a drawdown fund, and you put a tap on it and you take out whatever income you need when you need it. Very flexible, but it is taxable. Strictly speaking, there are two kinds of drawdown. One is called Flexi-access drawdown, where you can draw what you want when you want. And then there is a version called capped drawdown, which does have some limits on it. Most people these days opt for Flexi-access drawdown. Okay, now that you understand the mechanics, you should be able to think through the best option for whatever your particular needs are. So maybe you need to take a lump sum out of your pension for some reason, and maybe you've got some income tax personal allowance left. Let's just say, for the purposes of this, you want to take £10,000 out of your pension. Well, you could take an UFPLUS, where 1/4 of it, that's £2,500, is tax-free. The rest is taxable, but maybe it'll fall within your personal allowance perhaps, and so it too is tax-free if you like. Or you could, as an alternative, you could crystallize £40,000 of pension fund. Take the 10 grand that you need out as a tax-free lump sum, leave the rest in a drawdown pot to be used later on. If you want a guaranteed minimum level of income, you could buy an annuity with some of your pension fund, take flexible drawdown with the rest of it, and tailor the lump sum elements to whatever your needs are at the different points in time. Pensions are now so flexible that you really can tailor them to your needs. Of course, that does suppose that you've got money in your pension to be flexible with. Too often, I see people just being too simplistic, just taking the full tax-free cash lump sum as soon as they can, without actually thinking through how they might be able to use the flexibility down the line. I really do think that it makes sense to seek professional financial advice as you approach retirement. There are just so many options, and it can be really hard to balance pension options maybe with other spending possibilities from other assets you might have, like ISAs or VCTs, or maybe a rental property. Now, the best way I know to help yourself in this process is to take the retirement planning course at Meaningful Academy. Now, we're launching again on July 12th, 2021. There's going to be special discounts and even the opportunity to win a free membership. So head over to meaningfulacademy.com/PeteIsHandsome. You'll remember that, won't you? Okay, so I hope that clarifies the mechanics of getting money out of a pension fund. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. We've also got a thriving community on Facebook where you can ask these questions in a safe environment where everyone is out to help each other. meaningfulmoney.tv/community to go there. And if this video has been helpful for you, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps, so thank you in advance for doing that, and I'll see you in the next video.